Hey YouTube. Well, this was the eBay Commodore 64. It's now out of its box. This is part 2. We're now looking at the machine itself. You can see it's in a pretty unhappy state. They're the marks that I mentioned earlier that are caused by the cables being wrapped around it. You can kind of see what the color is. Very evident that the cables have sort of eaten into it here. Here's your sticker. I'm going to lift that up and see if I can recover it. And all the screws are in place. The sockets don't look in too bad a shape. What I will do is I will open it up and we'll have a look at it inside. But there you can sort of see the color. I may just give it a clean down just to see what sort of state it comes out in if I clean it down a little bit. So I may try that first and then come back. Okay, so it's just a little bit of a clean up using Ziff, and it sort of cleaned up a little bit better. You can see, however, though, that's the real color and that's the color. So is this worth retro brighting? Not so sure. It's got too many marks. What I am going to do is I think I'm going to just open it up and take the keyboard off, and then I can just work on the case itself. And also take a look at the inside of the circuitry as well. Okay, moment of truth then. Let's open this up. So, okay, so it's still got its shield on. Let's just take the LEDs out. Let's take the keyboard off. So what I will do is I will remove the keyboard, the screws here. Let's just do that now. So. To properly clean it, you need to take all these little screws off, desolder the shift button over here, and then you can take all the keys out. So I will be doing that at a later stage. But let's see how much stuff has been poured inside this. Most of the keys look as though they've not had too hard a life. So that's encouraging, but it's just dusty more than anything else. But yep, these can all be cleaned down. They're obviously gone yellowed, but there you go. So keyboard out of the way. I'll also take the LED off. Right, as you can see, the heat shield is in pretty good condition. Let's slide the heat shield off. I'll reveal the inside. So let's have a quick look. What do we got here? So we've got a Rev A, assembly number 250407, the 1983 Commodore International, MKD 21HB. That's where, I'm not sure if those are soldered down or if they just pop open. They might just be able to pop open. I might just be able to open that up. Maybe soldered down in there. So let me see. I think those clips just release and then you can get into the can. So what have we got? The 1983 processor. So one of these is going to be the SID, one's going to be the P. Yeah, that's probably the SID. That's going to be the processor. PLA is possibly this one. Those can go bad. Those can go bad. Processor can go bad. These can go bad. Even the ROMs can go bad. So it's all socketed. So that's nice to see. So it does mean that getting into it is possible. So I don't know if how you pop the can off this one. I wonder if it just pops, clips out, and then it pops out itself. It looks like that's possibly the way to look at it. And the VIC chip should be underneath there. Now whether or not that just lifts off hole, or yeah, it does look like it should just pop out. Right, I'll explore that, and maybe I'll take it off. But let's get the rest of the circuit out. So does appear to be missing a few screws. Specifically this one and this one, but it's held in place with enough, I think. Shielding is not necessary anymore, from what I hear. Serves no purpose. Ah, there's one over here. Yep, and then we're out. I'm going to take this one off as well. So that should be the color of it. It's dusty, that's for sure. Probably does just pop out. I will try a screwdriver and see if I can prise it out that way. Let's see if I've got one. Let's see. Doesn't feel like it's going to pop off. Don't want to do any damage to it. I may check out YouTube videos to see if there's any clever way of taking these off. Just look like that is the way to pull it off. Well, you can see how dusty it is, but really good condition. Yep. Ah, there we go. And there's the Vic chip. And the thermal compound is still moist, so that's really impressive. But apparently it doesn't do much good, so I've heard from certain people. Well, there you go. That's the inside of it. We have got Vic chip, probably SID, processor, and PLA. Can go bad, can go bad, can go bad. And with the power supply being the way it was, goodness knows if this thing has had any problems with it. But overall, that's the inside of this Commodore 64. Much better condition than the outside, which is a huge relief, I must say. Well, now we're looking at the underside of the board. This is the rev and the assembly number. Having looked at other videos, this is quite interesting because this is essentially the circuit where the video is. I've seen on others these are soldered. These don't appear to be soldered, they're just twisted in. So servicing that area, changing the caps on that if necessary, but this board is in remarkably good condition, and even those runs there, I mean, there's the tracks. There's a little bit of discoloration, but I think it's more the light than anything else. Could be some form of oxidization on it, but I can do a point-to-point check and see if there's continuity, but I think that's probably going to be okay. Yeah, I mean, I can see it's slightly raised by the looks of things there. Yeah, so there's something going on there, but I don't think I want to do too much. You know, that's got to be very careful. Maybe just some isopropanol and just clean it down and just see if that that solves that particular area, because it may just be. Anyway, as you can see, board's in pretty good shape. Even the connectors are in pretty good shape. I so hope this thing actually does work. I just hope the power supply hasn't killed it off, because it looks nice.